Today, while I was at work, Konami decided to reveal a brand new format for the TCG, and it is the Genesis format. And how I like to describe it is the whole entire Rechef of Destruction format, as it is based off of a point system for how many cards you could realistically run in your deck. So let's take a look at it and let's talk about it. So, are you looking for something new, a different way to duel? This is one of the best things that has happened to Yu-Gi-Oh! And honestly, it is a big change and a new addition to a side format. So I'm trying to gonna formulate my thoughts and talk about this as a whole. So this is a supported tournament system that they've been working on for the past 2 years, and you can now play at your local OTS tournament stores and soon at the YCS level. And this is going to be at YCS Anaheim for one of the first events. So it's just like Rivalry of the Warlords and your time travel, time wizard formats. So it's another side event that you can participate in. Now the rules are very, very simple. No links or pendulums, and the old game field is used. So you're playing Master Rule 2. So no extra monster zones, no pendulum zones, basic ass, literally basic ass Yu-Gi-Oh! With synchros, fusions, exceeds, rituals, and updated card pools. So all other cards are allowed, and there is no forbidden limited list, which is amazing, and it explains a lot of the recent banned cards that were reprinted. And like I was saying in point 3, there is a deck construction used as a point system. And it is a very interesting thing because they can cost from 0 all the way up to 100. And that's because there's a power ceiling with a power dynamic. Now, on top of that, the tournament organizers, they can increase the cap or decrease the cap depending on how they feel. You can have standard. The standard is 100 points. You can go up to 200, 300, go up into infinite. So if you have a point cap of, I don't know, 500,000, everything's going to be legal for you to play. And you can lower it to 50 or fewer than 50, all the way down to 0. So there is a whole entire spectrum, I would say, for this game and this whole entire format, which is amazing. And I could already tell a lot of cards are going to be picked up by the players, and players are going to keep play sets of cards as just in case if they want to play this. So if you collected play sets of cards since the start till now, good job. You're already ahead of pretty much everyone. And who is this for? Well, it's for duelists who are looking for a less complicated game, or if you're new to the game, duelists who have had a favorite deck and wanted their favorite deck to be a little more competitive. Anybody looking for a new experience or change of pace, duelists who love a deck building challenge, and everyone who just can't get enough of dueling. I've watched Josh's video on this, and he brought up a lot of cool points, a lot of cool things, and a lot of cool discussions about it, like Paleozoic being a prime candidate for this format. Now, I was also looking off of topping lists recently. Well, I only looked at one so far, being Vanquish Soul. And before the TCG Forbidden Limited list, the total points you would have to use is 327. So you have to cut pieces here and there to adjust to the point cap if they're going with 100 or the standard at every YCS. But that is going to differ depending on what the FAQ will say. What's next? It is early access, and honestly, we'll have a browser-based deck builder site to build your deck list, which is going to be amazing. And I think there's more details on the page itself. You could create and print your deck list here and go and read up on strategies, tips for the Genesis set. So let's take a look at those real quick before we get into the invitationals are. So it looks like that they have a whole entire blog post for the Genesis, and there is a point system And what if I create the next Genesis deck? So that's going to be very interesting. And this site is taking forever to load, just to build your deck and all of that. So I'm going to just leave that there. So how are the invitationals going to work? Well, it's going to be multiple 16-player mini tournaments that will be ran on Saturday. The first and second place finishers in each of those will get to be invited to play on the event on Sunday. And they've dug into the vault for some special prize cards, and they are going to be doing the original SJC Dark End Dragon plus giant card like a supersized Pot of Greed. Now, as we could see, here's some dates for the Genesis events for the invitationals. You have Anaheim, Sao Paulo, Pittsburgh, and Mexico, or Maradi, Mexico. So overall, that is a lot of events already piling up for this. I might actually do this at regionals and stuff if I drop out. And see, it loaded. You have the card list. Oh, this is gonna take forever. I'm just gonna do this in card search. Just pop up new tabs. For Europe, the Genesis kicks off with an invitational at YCS Bologna on the 23rd. And the first one is, like I said, is going to be coming in 2026. Okay, it looks like it's going to be 2026. But I heard Anaheim, California is going to be one of them. So back on this, you have the card list, which is going to take a while to load. You have the card search, they can search cards. You have the decks that you have. And I think that's all that we're going to be looking at for that. Now, let's continue and let's talk about it. So, what is the point system? So you have a card and it has a point value. Like Abyss Dweller has 100, which is the cap of the cap. And then you just keep going. It's a whole entire list, and it all depends on how much you want to build your deck around that said card. Certain decks aren't really playable. Like if you want to play Arch Nemesis of Shadows of Protoss, you have 100 points there. A few cards on certain archetypes do have a point. Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, your basic stable hand traps, have values. Ash has the 15 value. You have a lot of your cards for, like, Azumina's had 0 point values. All the barrier statues are here at 60. That's going to definitely be interesting to see what happens there. Big Welcome Labyrinth has a point. This is the first time that I'm looking at this, and it's going to be very interesting. The Dragon Rulers have a point value. That's actually pretty interesting. Block Dragon has a 40 point value, and it just keeps going. There's no forbidden cards. The only thing that restricts you is the point value. See, some cards have 1, other cards have 100. So it's literally just that. I'm going to have this down in the comments below. And honestly, it's going to be very interesting. You have Dracotel cards on here. You have your Dominuses. And it looks like more it's played, the more value it has. While the less it's played, it has the least. Dragon Master Magia has a 100 point value. That's crazy. Drone Lockbird, 7. Dragons Light and Darkness. What? That has 7. Dragon's Mind is 100. That's heavy. Eclipse Wyvern, 33. Effect Veiler, 7. Fairy Tale Snow is at 85. That's kind of funny. Fiber Jar, 30. Final Countdown is 100. I wonder how much Mystic Mine has. You also have Ryzils on here, some of the Blue Eyes cards as well. The K9s are on here as 2. I was trying to think. Kashtira's a Rise Heart's legal. Unicorn and Fenrir are in here, so you can't play full power Kashtira at all. King of the Feral Imps is at 33. Keldo, the Sacred Protector, is at 1. So that means Medora is also probably at 1. Kelbeck has 50, so Agito probably has 50. Okay, so there's a lot of deck building challenges that you have to try and bounce around. That's going to be very interesting. Lose 1 turns at 100. That's crazy. Libellion the Searing Dragon, 33. Okay, Maxi's at 50, so you can only run 2 Maxi if you want to. Mystic Mine, where are you? Mystic Mine, 100. Good. Okay, so yeah, there's just quite a bit going on here on a lot of the point values, and one of the things that was mentioned in a few of the videos was that, oh, what the hell, all of the rank up magics are in here. one of the things that was brought up about the point system is that they're going to be updating it more commonly over the months, and it will be adjusted once per month, and that's their intent. Zodiac, you're not playing that pure at all. You could play 3 barrage, you could do 1 barrage, 1 rat, and that's it. You could do 2 rat if you want, or a small mini engine, but that you could do that. No, man, there's a lot of restrictions. But it's going to be very interesting to see. Talents had 93 while thrusts at 30. Oh, this is going to be a cool format to test around with and have fun with. But overall, what are my thoughts on this new format? Well, Genesys format is going to be a very interesting thing to see how things go about, as all new formats should be. And I'm sorry if I was stuttering or pausing a lot here and there, but I honestly like this. It's a new way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a different way for players to get involved in the community. And I hope that this gets supported more in the future and they start reprinting a lot of the older cards. Now, as I said back when they did the whole entire thing prior, where with the giant card prizes for the YCS winners, it's going to be interesting to see them reprint every card that has been reprinted from the 2020 or from the old Kazuki Takahashi 1996 copyright. So everything from Dual Overload and before that has been reprinted, I definitely hope that they reprint over the next few years to help support the economy of this format. Because now every card is on the table. And this makes it where you're literally going to be playing flawless Yu-Gi-Oh! At the most part. But overall, the Genesys format is great for Yu-Gi-Oh! And it revitalizes the game and gives hope to players who really have been in a rough spot with how the game has been. And overall, I definitely think that this is going to be a forever format that many players are going to go after and play and have fun with. As I really want to play it, I really want to have fun, and I want to see how much and how many decks I could build and make a separate video on that. So overall, I definitely think that this is a great way for Yu-Gi-Oh! To expand into new formats, and I hope that OCG also does this too. But anyways, tell me your thoughts on the Genesys format down in the comments below, and tell me, how excited are you for this new format? But anyways, I've been BoltSpider. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you all in the next video.